We hit it. It's been hit.
What did we hit?
We fucking hit it.
Hit what?
Hit.
We hit the broadcast going live button.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell them about the views.
Radio
What
717 in the house.
Yo, what up?
Hi.
Hell yeah.
Yo, no, but we did hit some milestones on our music video, Bleed Lines.
Mm-hmm.
Want to check right now? I bet you it's like something crazy.
Yeah.
Well, let me check. People are probably like, I wonder if he does this all the time. And the answer is yeah. That's
Every day.
That's what's fun about being in a band, is going to look at like what's going on.
The numbers.
Look at that.
Insights.
Bleed Lines, 86,000.
Oh, shit.
We are approaching 100K, people.
That's good.
Let's say, that's YouTube, right?
Yeah. That's pretty
That's
damn.
the two.
That's real.
That's
yeah,
not
that's
bad.
real.
That's not bad at all.
This is real life.
Damn.
I like so some people will say that we don't get a ton of views and plays, but that's good for me. Like, I like that. Thank you for everybody for being here to another episode of the Honeycomb Hideout. And this happens every midweek. This is our podcast. And it usually comes on 7 p.m.s on Hump Day.
Wednesday, let me.
And today we are finally going to get to the bottom of this Live Nation on the road again artist
Hoorah.
soiree.
A soiree.
So I promise, every week we promise to get to it. But here's the good news. It came out a month ago. Everyone was announcing how Live Nations was finally going to pay artists. Everyone was excited, including Melissa.
Taz with 100 cheers. Thank you.
Oh my god. Let's cheer 100 times.
We haven't even done anything yet.
Let's cheer 100 times.
Listen, this is why we never make it to the topics, because everybody starts cheering, and I'm like...
Well, that's why they cheered, because you said we were going to actually get to it this time.
Right.
Woo!
No, you're right. So we've replaced Lexi with Stitch, right?
Hi. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Stitch. I know it looks like a shark, but it's Stitch.
I thought it was a shark at first.
It does look like a shark.
It's because they're
Aren't
teeth.
you cute?
Thank you.
What's the occasion?
We have a Halloween show.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're
What?
gonna be Stitch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Are you going to be
Stitch.
something?
I was actually going to go as you, but then I remembered from theater class that, blackface isn't cool, so...
Oh, man. Well, they do sell the dreadlocks at Party City.
Ah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm telling you, man. I was thinking about painting my face, too. But then
You should go as me. We'll switch.
Are you going to switch? Are we going to switch instruments for the night? That could really screw things
No,
up.
I can't play guitar like you.
I was going to say, I can't play bass like you. So
And how are you going to get the spider bites?
Yo, we should try to see how terrible that would be at next band practice.
Let's try it.
Like, we
do
just
it.
swap instruments and see how terrible that would go.
Put it in the swarm group. They
Bass
will love
hurts
that.
because you have to stretch a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a lot going on there?
Yeah, the frets are a lot bigger, so you gotta have that wide finger span.
Oh, I didn't know that about the bass. I tried playing a bass beat a couple weeks ago, and I didn't really have to stretch my
Because you were
fingers.
playing one note at a time.
I didn't know that you have
All
to
the
stretch
bass
your
players
fingers
right now are
that.
like-
It's okay. I'm a drummer. I'm learning how to drum. It's okay. I'm not like a bass player, but like I
Listen,
tried it out one day.
You scream and hit stuff.
Yeah, I scream and hit stuff. I'm chaos. That's what I should have been for Halloween. Chaos.
Well, you will be, I'm sure.
Thank you, Taz, for
Oh.
50 cheers.
I love Taz, and one of the reasons why I love Taz is because Taz is a prime example of somebody who is a strong advocate for self-employment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Taz is a self-made guy, man. Team Taz. And he's influenced me to share these 25 work scams that we need to stop normalizing.
Here we go.
Because whether you're self-employed or you work for the corporate field, you're being ripped off all the time. Lord knows, by Staples. You know that when you know that little button? What's that button they have at Staples? You know,
The easy button.
That was easy.
yeah.
I have one on my desk at
Are
work.
you shitting me? We
Yeah.
need to bring that into Staples this Friday,
Right?
Oh.
and show them how to use that easy button because it hasn't been easy.
It's not easy anymore at Staples.
Right. They need to come up with a different button that says challenged.
It's harder.
Right. So I'm going to talk about 25 things at your job that you're probably getting scammed on and nobody knows about it. And I think this is really fun because we always have a variety of people that work here and that work other places.
Like me.
And
So I'm going to moderate on this one.
I was gonna say you're
We're
perfect.
gonna
with it.
balance it out.
Okay, so
Survey says.
and you guys can tell me if this is crazy or not, or if you guys can relate to any of these. If you don't, I understand. Discouraging talking about how much money you make. It's literally only a tactic to keep workers from comparing notes and establishing financial fairness. Discouraging talking about how much money you make at work. Meaning your supervisors will come to you and be like, guys, stop that fraternizing. We don't want you guys sharing each other's salaries. I don't want Lexi sharing her salary with Zach because it's a tactic to keep workers from comparing notes and establishing financial fairness in the workplace. Look at Lexi. She's like, this was bullshit.
So I can tell you that's a private sector only thing.
Okay.
Because as a government employee, my salary has to be posted publicly. Because I am a
Oh,
taxpayer funded.
shit.
Yeah. So anybody can go and look up on Pelham's Town records what I make.
Because you're a government.
Yep.
So everybody look up Zachy B. No, I'm kidding. No. Punishing you to talk about your salary is illegal in the United States, by the way.
Wait, that's illegal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's illegal
yeah.
for us not to talk about it?
It's illegal for them to discourage you from even talking about it.
Right.
That's what I'm here for, everybody. Nobody understands what this show is about, and I just told you what it's about. It's about fairness.
Yeah. However, in New Hampshire, this is an at-will state for all employment purposes. So even though they're discouraged from telling you not to talk about this thing, they'll fire you for something else. And then you have to prove.
Everybody listen to what Zach just said, because that is for sure. Just because I tell you, I should have put on some fine print with this. Just because I give you this information doesn't. I don't think it's a great idea for you to kick in the door tomorrow morning and
Brag
start,
about your salary to everyone.
Right.
Because then they'll fire you for breaking the door.
Right. As Zach pointed out, as we have pointed out before, sometimes being a whistleblower or talking about the rock and roll industry even is taking a risk. You're taking a risk by, your coworkers and other people to say, wow, you're not popular. Most jobs require a smartphone in some way, but you have to pay for it. What I'm saying is, most of y'all are like, what the fuck?
So, like, let's say...
Most companies should provide you with a cell phone.
Absolutely.
Why not? Why doesn't right, you're going to put somebody in the halfway house coming out of prison? You're not going to give them a fucking cell phone? How are they going to get a job?
I don't know.
So if you're working at a job and you need to go on and check your emails and your schedules and you need to make phone calls, why don't I give you a fucking phone? All right, I'll
especially
move
with
on
all their
that one.
numbers on
Right.
it and stuff.
I don't expect everybody to agree with me on that one, but I just thought that was strong.
See, that's why places unionize, though, because of that exact question.
This is why people don't. That's why they won't hire me to be a supervisor. Be here in 15 minutes before your shift starts. This is a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me. And they teach the corporate world this. Pay attention. The stuff that I'm talking about here are fucking scams, and most of them are illegal.
Yep.
The cell phone one I told you is a little. I know that was questionable. Be here in 15 minutes before your shift starts is a fucking scam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Normally I would because I like to ease into work, you know?
Yeah.
Make a coffee, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But if you require it and don't pay, I'm rolling in at 9 on the dot.
Correct.
I hope y'all follow me along with that. It's a scam.
Because
It is
you're
a
not
scam.
getting paid for
Right.
the.
By law, by
Tell 'em.
federal law,
Tell them.
if you are not an exempt employee, meaning your tax status is non-exempt, so hourly, you must, by both in New Hampshire, state and federal law, you must be compensated for all hours worked. So if you are on site and working, you are required to be paid. Now, if they recommend you come in 15 minutes early and you're disciplined because you start at 10 and at 10:01 you're still, making a coffee or putting your stuff down. No, 10 o'clock you're expected to be working. However, but if you know, I'm going to come in and I take a little bit to put my stuff down, get my shoes on and, get my coffee ready, that's not work. Therefore, if you're coming in 15 minutes to do that, that's correct. But
Right.
they can't say you have to be in at 9:45 for your 10 o'clock shift unless it's because at 10 o'clock when you show up, you're not working.
Yeah, so what Zach is talking about, he makes a really good point. Why are you so allowed to be early at work, but you can't tie your shoes a minute after the shift starts?
Because they're not paying you to tie your shoes. They're paying
Even
you to
though
work.
keeping your shoes tied is a requirement.
Right. But at 10 o'clock when you're getting paid to start working, you should be starting work. You should be ready to go at 10 o'clock. If that's your start time.
So you shouldn't give them 15 minutes of free work?
Correct.
Here's another scam. Go above and beyond, and we will reward you with more work. That's a popular scam in the work environment. That if you work really hard, somebody told to me today, I was talking with somebody, and they were like, just grind it out, right, Will? I said, oh, God, hell no. Who told you that?
My boss.
No.
I said, bro, I said, don't listen to him. He's your enemy. He said, no, he can't be.
Yeah.
I said, how long you been there? They said, 7 years. And I said, how close are you to owning the company? He said, not any closer. I said, it's a scam.
Right?
And they're overworking you too.
Yeah.
Right. So when your boss tells you to grind it out because at the end there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, that light is more work. If you just grind it out, we're going to give you some more work.
No good deed goes unpunished. One of my old bosses told me that.
For the Americans in the crowd,
Okay.
let's talk about tying proper health care to our jobs. Okay, hold on. It's become so normalized that we sometimes forget how wild it is that a huge chunk of our healthcare security is linked to where we work.
Mm-hmm.
If you or your loved ones requires ongoing medical coverage, you literally cannot quit your job. Damn, that's real. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
I got a
fucked
lot of
up.
health problems.
That's fucked up, bro.
Oh wow.
That's fucked up, and that's like it, right. And it's like if he,
That's why I work at a school instead of a public or a private sector. Private sector
Damn,
has
because of the benefits.
Yeah, horrible insurance, but you work in a school, my health care is 100% paid for.
Damn. I hope all y'all learning from this.
Wow.
Damn.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Unpaid lunches resulting in a 9-hour workday. Absolute fucking horse shit.
Mm.
Anybody want to argue with them?
Oddly enough, on that one, that's kind of state law on that one.
No, I know.
So,
I know.
so the state requires that
Yeah.
anyone working more than 4 consecutive hours is entitled to a 30-minute lunch break.
Okay.
However, employers aren't required to pay that
Yeah.
unless the employee is required to be essentially on call. So, like, if you're required to work or, like, sit at your desk during your lunch break, they have to pay you for that because that's considered working.
Holy
So
shit.
you only get a paid lunch break if you're working.
Yo, Zach is
Yeah.
teaching me all types
During
of shit.
during your work?
Yeah. So, like, for example, me, I get a paid lunch break because I have a walkie-talkie on while I'm at work at all times. So if a kid throws up, I can't be like, fuck off. I'll get to it when, I got 20 minutes left. Don't talk to me, I can't say that because I'm getting paid for lunch. So I got to stop what I'm doing. And
Are any of your coworkers going to the show this week?
actually, yeah.
What? That's freaking cool.
Yeah, the IT guy at work said he was going to come. It was his first metal
Holy
show. Yeah.
shit.
It's his first metal show?
First metal
Oh my
show,
God.
yeah.
He might never leave you alone after, or we'll never call you again either.
New metalhead! New
I
metalhead!
know. Next
I
thing I
love
know,
you.
the internet at my desk is going to be shut
All right.
off. Yeah. Hopefully we do good.
New metalhead!
So Lexi doesn't have any energy today. So after the stream,
I'm gonna go take a nap.
being gainfully employed without being able to make basic ends meet. Scam.
And that's the sad reality.
Well,
of
I mean,
a lot of
I know that sounded awfully simple, but if y'all think about it, work and not be able to eat.
Right.
Scam.
I work 40 plus hours a week and I can't afford groceries.
Right. That's called you being scammed.
Video said decaf, Lexi, decaf.
Okay.
So,
sorry.
Gio's going to have to hang out with Lexi all day at Swarmy Fest. Because we
Really?
got to have someplace to put that energy.
Okay. Yes.
Do it for the team. Others are counting on you to try and get free labor.
What?
And that encouraging team player stuff. So other people can benefit from the team. We don't know anything about that.
Oh, we know about.
Attendance policies, like telling an employee who they can and can't take time off to grieve for.
That is a big scam.
Nah, Fid, that's what I'm saying. Hear me. For those that couldn't hear me in the back, attendance policies, like telling an employee who they can and can't take time off to grieve for.
Technically, in my work agreement, they
Yo,
did that.
bro, that's wild to me. Look.
You can't tell me who I can and cannot grieve for.
See? This is what I'm telling you, though. But this is a scam. You realize they pick favorites. They say, if your mother dies, oh, okay, that's okay. You can take a break to go to the funeral. But if your best, closest, like he was like a brother to you. Mm-hmm. He lived with you your whole life. In fact, you never even lived with your mother. You've lived with this person like your brother your whole life. Or, oh no, here's another one. Me and Melissa, just girlfriend and boyfriend. Huh? Who cares about that? We've been together for 15 years. Think about that for a second. You know what I'm saying? Your boyfriend or your girlfriend passes away, right? People like me and Melissa, we've been together for years and years and years and years. If say something, I get hit by a bus, all of a sudden they tell you, hey, you got to come to work next morning. That's just your boyfriend. That shit is okay. I'm just gonna move.
Right.
I'm gonna move on. But if it's your but if it's your daughter,
Yeah.
if your kid gets hit by a car,
Right?
you're okay.
Doesn't matter. Oh, it's your Uncle Ramus, whatever.
Right. So for instance, you could take time off for your dad that raped you, or that beat the shit out of you. All right? You could take, oh my God, my father has passed away. Oh, take the time off. You can take a day or two to collect yourself. Only a day or two. You know what I mean? You can take a day or two to collect yourself. This is your dad that fucking punched your teeth out when you were a kid. Never gave you shit.
Yeah, which is why you should get a week off paid time on his behalf.
Right.
Motherfucking yeah, man!
Yes.
What the fuck?
For the record, my dad never did that.
No. No, I was going to say, let's clear the air here. This makes me particularly sick. Mixing together sick and vacation paid time off.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
That's a nasty scam.
They never did that to me, but
Yo, that's a
They
nasty.
did that to me.
Yo, they did.
My dad's
They did
company
that to me.
Yo, that's a nasty
They
scam.
did that to me.
Yo, you only find that in the civilian world.
Well, I was gonna say that I think in one of my old jobs they did that to only administrators.
Yeah.
But they gave them like 10 weeks off, so it's like, fuck you, whatever.
Wow.
Whereas us, they don't separate. I have a separate sick bank versus vacation, but
I'm not getting
nothing.
tired. Does everybody love these? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys like these and you want to hear more, or we can move on. I love these.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm having fun.
No, these are good. Yo, I feel like this is like Zach's like,
Right?
bro. I don't know. We need to find, where can we find more of this stuff, man? This is dope.
I love knowing about all this stuff.
I'm learning.
It's
Like,
like-
I'm not only learning from this shit. I'm learning from what he's telling me though.
Years
Yeah.
of union negotiations.
Yo, that's crazy.
Wow.
Wow. This is the episode right here. When they start processing payroll days out from your check, but won't actually show you the amount until it's paid. Show us the amounts in advance, and we can tell you if it's wrong before it's too late. I can't tell you how many employers have an app that says the hours I should be paid, but still screw up.
I didn't mean to press that.
It's all good. It's all good. I can't tell you how many employers have an app that says the hours that I should be paid, but still screw up and get me late fees on my bills.
That's happened to me too.
Has it happened to you? Has
I've never
anybody?
had that happen.
That's happened
That's
to
a
me.
rare. That seems like it might be a little bit rare.
Yeah,
As time, cause technology's gotten a little bit better.
right.
I will say.
I was going to say, I've had overtime not get calculated correctly, but I've never had, like, my check delayed or anything. Like, they always know what my base pay should be.
I've had issues with this, but it was before we moved to apps and computers
Right.
and stuff like that. People have always had a problem getting paid. That's not new. I come on here and talk about musicians not getting paid. But this is why I'm showing everybody that when we sit here and talk about scams in the music industry, people are always so shocked. The reason why I'm reading these today is to show you how normal it is in regular
Right.
life.
Oh,
That-
a lot of this stuff just gets passed off. Well, that's just how it is.
Right. And that's why, like, I know people go, oh, man, it's so annoying to talk about the music industry all the time and the issues that people face with fairness in the music industry. That's why I wanted to start off this episode with unfairness in everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because it
maybe
happens to everybody. You know?
yeah, so maybe if people could see that it's happening to you too in other places in life, you might be able to have a little bit more civility.
Right. You'd understand why we're talking about the unfairness in musicians' life.
Exactly. We'll do a couple more unless you guys really want me to continue going. I'll keep going. This is 25. This is 13.
This is dope. Keep going. I like it.
Okay. After work activities being not mandatory but advised, or affecting your standing at work. I used to have a 2-hour commute, and at least once a month, my boss would have the whole team go out for a few hours after an 8-hour shift starting at the crack of dawn, where every minute of our day was accounted for. I just wanted to clock in and then go home because I was just mentally exhausted by the end of the day, but would always get the stink eye when I would politely decline the 3-hour detour for team building with a team we couldn't even socialize with since we were on the phone 8 hours a day.
Oh yeah, that's a huge scale.
I always thought that was bizarre.
Right?
I was in a band like that once.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not going to say any names. But I was in a band like that once. Well, somebody might be watching.
That's true.
So I was in this band, and it had like you couldn't hang out in the band.
You couldn't hang out in the band?
It was prohibited
What?
outside of the band. And they found out that me and the bass player were friends.
Outside of...
And they got rid of both of us.
Huh.
I was fired from the band.
For having a friend in the band?
That you hung out with?
Yeah. And then like time went by and they rehired him.
But not you.
And not me.
What?
They didn't rehire me. They rehired him and we were still friends. And I was like, but we're still friends. And he was like,
But you're not in the band
I
anymore.
was not in the band anymore.
The band must have had an anti-staff fraternization policy.
That's probably the quietest job I've ever had. Never said anything. I never
That
been
seems
that.
uncomfortable.
I've never been that
I've never
quiet.
been in a band like that. Every band I've been in, it's encouraged to...
They like fired me in secret and shit. They're different.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. They like
Who does that? Who just fires and secret?
No, I went to the band practice and like nobody was there and shit.
Who does that?
Right?
I had to like hunt everybody down and like find out. And then like I was looking on MySpace, and then all of a sudden there was like a different dude in the picture. I was like, oh, I'm fired.
Your name wasn't on anymore.
And you didn't even know.
You weren't on the top friends.
No, I wasn't. I was removed. That's a real story.
What the heck? So you have to go to MySpace to find out that you weren't in the band anymore?
Yeah, I went on. They had like I'll never forget. They had like a banner up, and it was like a full like cover photo,
Yeah.
and then like it was like a photo of like everybody like doing some cool like horizontal slit kind of like column style, like, you know, Terry, Will, Jacob, fucking Alex, like whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And Will was not there anymore. I'll never forget. I had this little Ibanez Geo shark fin.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was the coolest in the world, man. They told me I was too when I first joined the band, it was like, you're too expressive. Not in like playing. They were like, you need to stop playing
What?
like that. They wanted me to play all bar chords. Like no like extra nothing. Like it was like all like root third fifth shit.
Sorry, that made me exhausted just hearing how bad
Oh man, and they was like, "Oh, you better not." As soon as I tell you, they was mad. Anything I added, they was like, "No, man." It was also the band that I might give it away now. It was also the band that I discovered cake farts. You know what that is?
Cake farts. Was it cake that farts?
No, it's like chicks that fart in cakes and shit.
I mean, it's like explosion. It goes boom, boom. It makes a big.
Yeah, I'll
noise.
show you after.
I want to see.
No thanks.
I want to see. That's funny as fuck.
No, it's real.
Please.
I don't know if it still exists.
I'm sure it exists.
They probably got more shit than that now.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I'm
God.
saying.
see.
That's probably tame.
I don't want to get too much into this, but it's like
Power
my
farts.
second. I knew I was in a real band. It was like one of my first. You know what I mean? It was like I came down from the band room. I was very like at this time. I was at a real. You guys are gonna be like, yeah, right. I was in a real like quiet period of my time of my life. Go ahead, get it out. Get it out. Everybody get it out at home. Go ahead. Have y'all jokes now, because I know y'all like, yeah, right. I'm telling you.
Hey, you said it, not me.
No, Melissa will tell you, man. I'm going to have to need somebody as a witness. I have to get my brother down here. But I honestly, like, I wasn't always a public person. I wasn't. You know what I mean? I've never been a public person in my life. People have never listened to what I think. This is crazy. Put me on a live gadget for in a couple hours. This is potentially dangerous.
Huh.
Yeah. Go figure. Here's one for Lex.
Okay.
Having to find someone to cover for you when you call out sick. That's your fucking manager's job.
Right?
I hated
What the
this.
fuck?
I hated this. I get sick all the time. All the time. I used to work in what I just now found out is the private sector. I used to work in there, okay? And I used to get sick all the time, and I always had to find cover, and I never could. No one ever wanted to cover for me, because I always got sick. No one wanted to stay later. It's really difficult. I hate that.
Yeah, that's the manager's job.
That's the main reason why I hate
Manage
working
the
for other
schedules.
people.
I know it sucks to have to work at work, but see, it makes sense why I have to find my coverage because I am the boss. So I have to find, I have to get somebody to
Damn.
cover,
That's true.
managerial
in your
duties.
situation or in a supervisor situation, that
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah, because that's my job.
There's
'cause
nobody else.
Just like it's my job to find coverage if somebody else is out, because that's my job because I manage the staff.
Do you tell your workers to go find somebody to cover it?
No, they tell me to go fuck myself.
Are y'all hearing this right now?
Yeah.
That's the most honest thing I think I've ever heard. Like, you don't do that? Do you know how many managers are sitting right behind there right now, like...
We must silence him.
Right.
Word will get out.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Tell the
No,
people.
it's like, right.
Have the word get out, because this is ridiculous.
No, it's a military helicopter.
We're being invaded.
Don't say that. You know, one time they did that on the radio, and everybody thought it was real. And they thought the aliens were coming. This is back in the 40s.
Oh, you know what? I did hear about this. Yeah, there was...
That's how the sepsis page is. We say something, everyone's gonna go with it.
Well, if that's happening, get my djembe.
Huh.
That sounded like a private joke.
And take it my djembe.
Having to pay for the parking just to go to work.
That's bull.
This blew my mind as a New Yorker when I met people from other parts of the U.S. They're forcing you to be at their premises, yet you have to pay for a separate parking facility, or worse yet, one of those corporate parking deals where the employers there can easily cover employee parking, but they don't. We worked at a place like that, Melissa. Do you remember?
Fuck.
I should put
that.
them on blast right now and fucking blow the fucking whistle. Say I won't. No, I'm just kidding. They're good people. But this is what I don't want them to piss in my churros.
You worked at the job. I love their churros.
Delicious. We're going.
Yes.
And I never said anything about them. A couple of them follow the band page.
Huh.
They used to play ping pong with me and stuff after work. They always said I'd never be shit. And they're still stirring fucking rice.
And you're on their screen.
Delicious food, though. We make more money now.
It was for the best.
We do.
So we're gonna go get churros.
Not a lot more, but more than them fucking churros. Those churros are priceless. 16. I love this one. Companies promising growth and development, dangling the carrot, and not following through.
Oh.
One day, son, you're gonna be a chairman of this company. Huh?
Nah.
One day, you too can own a prison. A lot of money in prisons.
In this country, definitely.
It's not lost any value.
I think it's the largest industry we got,
That and nursing homes.
which is essentially another prison,
I was gonna say they're usually right next door to prisons.
right?
The expectation that you have to give 2 weeks notice to quit, but you can get fired overnight with zero warning because a graph made the chairman of the board's portfolio sad.
Oh, this has got to go.
At least in New Hampshire, state law, if they fire you on the spot, they still have to pay you for 2 weeks.
Really?
What?
Well, and then there's a lot of motherfuckers that owe me some money.
Right?
Yeah.
That could be a public sector thing, though. I know
I'm sure, yeah.
every place I've worked at, that was the requirement.
Put a 1 in the chat if you've been fired before.
See, I've never been fired. I've just read contracts and work
Fired.
agreements.
Put a 2 in the chat if you've ever walked off the job.
I feel so out of place.
Put a 3 if you've ever been arrested at work. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all thought I was going to put up a 3, didn't y'all? Y'all thought I was going to put up a 3. I've never been arrested at work.
Kevin said 3.
He did? Yo, I love
Kevin!
Yo, you got to understand this is why I love Kevin, dog.
He
Kevin?
said just kidding.
Oh!
Oh, come on, Kev!
No, but can I tell you something? That's why I love Kevin.
Kevin, you're the best! You're the best!
Bro.
You're still the best!
No, because I'm going to tell you.
Choked on soda.
No, but what does that prove? But what does this really prove? It really proves that I think Kevin's the shit.
Yeah, Kevin's fucking awesome!
Because I didn't care. Because I was like, I don't give a fuck. He was like, I was arrested at work. I didn't even ask him for what. I was like, he's good in my book.
Standing O.
All right, man. That was great. The part where I make $100 for my employer and he gives me 10 for my effort. I mean, that's the biggest scam in the world, right? You move these big Egyptian blocks and we give you a straw hat. Being on a salary. Here we go. This is one of the biggest scams in the world. Being on a salary. Salary is such a scam that only benefits a company in that they can get free labor and not pay overtime. That's what a salary is. There is zero benefit to the employee. Why this even exists, to me also is baffling. Zach?
So I know people who manipulated the system in the opposite way. Because they were salary, they would come in a little bit early on some days, and then they would leave early because they're like, oh, well, I worked a couple hours extra yesterday, so I'm leaving. I'm not coming in today.
Oh, shit.
So they're like, I already met my hours.
My mind is blown right
Yeah.
now.
And because they were salary, they didn't have to fill out a time card or anything.
Holy shit.
So nobody could prove them wrong.
Oh, my God. That is wild.
Yeah.
Genius.
That's how they played the system, because a lot
This
of
sounds
times
like fucking
yeah.
Staples.
Yeah.
It does. How the
Yeah.
fuck do you keep changing the price on something? How does the price?
Crooks.
How does the price for a piece of paper change on 3 different occasions?
Well, the cost of living went up because of the union that cuts the trees down just
Right.
had a 40% increase in salary.
Right. Chainsaw blades need new diamond head tools to
Within
shut.
weeks?
And then of course
purchases?
gas went up to the trucks to deliver the paper
And of course, you couldn't get the chainsaw until we printed the decals. And unfortunately, red number 40 is down because the rainforest is burning. There's not enough snail's blood.
And then the truckers are on strike, and the temporary truckers they brought in didn't pass the exam, so they got pulled over and they got fined. So
Right. And that's unfortunate, but the CEO didn't get a blowjob in Costa Rica, so his morning started off a little late. See?
some people might ask, why treat the customer this way? Why? Because fuck them. That's why.
No such thing as a lifetime warranty.
That too is a scam.
Being unable to leave early once you fulfill your daily or weekly quota. must stay so that they can exploit more of your energy. I definitely can. Every job I think I've ever worked at, like especially like landscaping jobs, roofing jobs, any construction job. That I've honestly that's happened to me in all of those sectors. I like this new word you guys have got me saying tonight.
Sector.
Sector. We need sectors in sepsis. Can we have sepsis sectors?
That sounds crazy.
What's a sector?
I don't know. It just
I know,
sounds
it sounds
great.
odd,
Yeah.
It kind of does.
Told ya.
Yo, she thought it was coming.
I know. I was excited too. I was like, oh.
Companies offering 3% raises while inflation is at 8%.
Yep.
Listen, this is something I was going to say before, too. Everybody going, the inflation. I was going to tell everybody, if you ask for a raise this year, make sure it matches the inflation.
Oh, we would never get that.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm making a joke, but, I mean, but shouldn't it?
Yes.
Companies used to offer not only the standard 3% like step raise,
Yep.
but also a COLA. So you'd get cost of living adjustment.
Oh, I was like, I don't know what that is.
Sorry.
I thought you meant like Coca-Cola. I said, this one's getting warm.
No, cost of living adjustment. No, it used to be standard that they went hand in hand, like, until you got a certain, once you got top step, you only got the cost of living adjustments, but, now they're just like, 3%. Take it or leave it.
For those of you that do not live in the good state of New Hampshire, where we live free or die, if you do not live in New Hampshire, then you are probably unaware, but our minimum wage is still under $8, isn't it?
$7.25,
Yep.
which is the federal minimum
Is
wage.
it that? Is
Yes.
it? I thought it was more than that.
Nope.
$7.25.
No, New Hampshire voted to
the
eliminate
fuck?
a state minimum wage, so it's now whatever the federal minimum wage is, which is $7.25.
7.20 freaking 5.
I didn't know why that was until you explained that. I've learned so much this evening.
$7.20.
Governor Chris Sununu voted to get rid of the state minimum wage to attract
I
businesses
feel like
to the
anybody
state.
watches this episode's gonna fucking quit their job in the morning. I didn't really think about this. We should have come up with like some stuff at the end.
Like a disclaimer.
Right, don't blow your brains out.
Right.
Don't give up. Don't cry.
Don't quit your job.
Put your hands in the air like you just don't care.
Hey.
You know. She's not gonna stop.
Bruce says that's disgusting. Massachusetts min is $15.
Massachusetts also has a state income tax. We don't. But yes, we lose a lot of workers at my place to people that go and make twice as much over the border in Massachusetts.
Really?
Oh, yeah. My job in Massachusetts is like a $40 an hour job.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't make that.
You're not supposed to talk about your salary outside your job. If they're watching you right now, they're gonna come and get you.
It's public knowledge. They have to disclose.
Oh yeah,
that.
that's right.
I work for the government.
And finally, I saved this one for you.
Oh boy.
The pensions in retirement are gone, and we have to gamble money in the stock markets to retire.
Oh, they've been saying that for years, though. But yes, no, it does happen.
Yeah?
Same with Social Security, too.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, because the government always takes from the Social Security pot, or, they'll use pension funds to, temporarily fund other things. But that does happen more in private sector. Like, there was a corrupt UPS guy that, I guess, stole a bunch of pension money and, caused a bunch of people who were supposed to retire had to end up working for, another 5-10 years to get that money back. But, yeah, it does happen. And it's messed up.
Wow. I've learned a
nobody's
lot.
safe in that one.
So, and that's why I wanted to share those things with everybody. This is kind of like an education, I guess, like awareness and conversation-based podcast. And we're always talking about the music and celebrities and big tech. I just wanted to do something different today and talk about everyday people, and that sometimes we bring up topics here and it seems like we can't, like none of us can relate, or there's no way for people at home to relate to independent artists, or celebrities can't, relate to small bands, or people in bands can't relate to people that work in the school system. We're all going through this stuff, and I wanted to just come on here and share a handful of general population, everyday people struggles that we go for, just living check to check, paying the rent. So I appreciate y'all to listen to that. Lexi's going to tell us how to break up with somebody in the modern and digital age. Ooh.
Yes, you experienced one of the ways to get broken up with your band story.
Oh, you're right.
That is one way to break up with someone, ghosting.
Oh, I've been there.
They ghosted you.
They ghosted
you. Before ghosting was actually defined as ghosting, you were ghosted.
Yep.
Bro, they ghosted me.
They ghosted you.
I forgive them.
What ghosting is, for those of you that don't know, so let's say I send you a text.
Let everybody know, because nobody knows.
Hey, how are you? And let's say you get the text, you respond, and you say, I'm good, how are you? I respond, I say my response, and then you don't say anything for hours, days, weeks, months,
You're like
years.
a ghost.
Yeah.
You ghosted them. That also includes if you left them on red and you don't say anything, you ghosted them. If you just leave a reaction, which is something I caught myself doing, I'm going to stop doing it, but reacting and then not responding to the message.
That's ghosting?
That's also ghosting, because
Really?
you're not responding. You're just reacting to it and not saying anything.
Oh, it's kind of like a baited ghost.
Well, what about sometimes when, there's certain things that don't really require a full, response? Because it's almost more rude if you're just like, "K" or "okay." That's why sometimes it's like, oh, the thumbs up or the heart, because it's like, I message received, but I don't have anything further to contribute.
Put a 1 in the chat if you've been ghosted. Because apparently I've been ghosted. Put a 2 in the chat if you think you've never been ghosted. I've been ghosted, apparently.
Yeah, that's considered
That's not very nice now, is it?
There's another one that Gen Zers are doing a lot that I think is really funny, because they're also doing it in the workforce, so I think it's really funny, but it's laying flat, also known as breadcrumbs. So throughout the relationship, throughout the online thing, they're texting back and forth, and all of a sudden they just start fading away.
See, that's what I always thought
That's
ghosting
breadcrumbs. That's
Breadcrumbs?
That's leaving breadcrumbs. Like, oh, it's almost like mixed messages. Like, oh, I'm gonna give you my time, my attention.
Oh, so you mean, so they're leading you on
They're
a
leading
little.
you on to have you keep coming back, but they're pulling away.
Oh, they're teasing you.
Yes, that's the breadcrumb.
Breadcrumb.
That's the
Find your
breadcrumb.
way home, you little freak.
Right.
Oh, see, when I
Sprinkling little
was
fucking-
younger, that's what
Here
ghosting
I
was,
am.
because it was like you slowly disappear.
No, I'm
That
not.
disappear is a breadcrumb that led to a ghost.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh, man,
That makes more sense, though.
It's a breadcrumb
Man,
that
I'm
led
too boring
to you
for this shit.
ghosting.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. I'm way too boring for dropping shit on the floor and cleaning shit up, sweeping. And then you drop a breadcrumb, you gotta sweep it up.
This is why dating, communication, friendships is fucked.
I was going to say, these are horrible things.
Terrible.
And we all experienced the breakup in text.
Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever been breadcrumbed. You guys have been.
I've been through all of
Have you ever
these.
been?
Yeah.
I've been ghosted. I've been breadcrumbed.
Melissa's
I've
like,
been
ain't nobody
left
did
on
shit to me.
red. I've been flat out broken up with in text. That's a common one from
I've done it
the
all.
people with me.
Oh, you guys are like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah.
They have a lot of experience. I feel like I've definitely been ghosted.
Lots of ones in the chat.
I've never really.
I feel you, people. I feel you.
Really? Y'all have been
Our heart goes
breadcrumbed?
out.
Right?
I have not. A motherfucker drop some bread around me. We're gonna make toast.
Right. I mean, even the breadcrumb thing happened to me recently.
Let me tell you something.
So-
If we get some breadcrumbs around here, then we're making croutons.
I liked where you're at with toast. I love toast. It's good
What about
comfort
French
food.
toast?
Love French toast.
Are you guys hungry? We got
Little bit.
Now that we're
snacks.
talking about breadcrumbs, we're getting all kinds of
I know.
hungry.
A very judgmental cashier gave me lip on my way over for getting said
Right.
snacks.
Really?
No.
Oh.
But there was a comment.
So these are the ways that people are breaking up with people, and I'm gonna say my favorite one.
Oh boy.
My favorite one. I mean, I don't do it, but like my favorite one out of this bunch of the list of all the different ways that people break up with people, my favorite one is the breadcrumb. That one is the most heartless.
Drop a breadcrumb on you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if like people get like with their crew after, like the girls get together and like, what happened with Shane? You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't
come
know.
on.
He just eventually just broke off.
Like, come on, girl. You know I dropped the breadcrumb on his ass. Like, damn. Like,
It's heartless.
right. Damn, why you gotta
Cold
like,
blooded.
like, damn, that's
I
how
like
y'all.
it. It's cold blooded.
Damn.
forever.
Right.
After the
Anyway, I gotta
winter in
go.
the house,
After the winter in the building. Speaking of.
they said breadcrumbs and all
Right.
caps.
Yeah.
That's a song by them.
Right, I was gonna say.
Breadcrumbs, yeah.
I was gonna say.
Oh my god.
Lexi
What a
says.
time.
Lexi.
Breadcrumbs.
They better play it this Saturday,
Yo.
just in honor of this conversation.
Right, Lexi said the word breadcrumbs, and then all of a sudden, after the winter comes in,
It's a mating call.
We've been summoned.
I'll have to do the mating call
blew in.
this Saturday.
no,
Be like, breadcrumb, like a screaming
They
breadcrumb,
said,
and they
"Oh,
come.
we are."
oh yeah, you know what? I really need one of those shirts.
Me too, please.
They got after the winter got the new shirts. I've already been. I'm either getting one this week or next week. I figure I get one this week before in case they run out.
So that way you have one for next week.
That's
I'd be
true.
prepared.
You know what would be dope is if I got one this week and then next Friday when we go to the radio station, I could have my after the winter.
Sweat.
Yo, you know what
Damn.
I'm saying?
After winter sweat. Ooh, ooh.
I made a thing like this year. I'm not even going out. I'm not going outside at all unless I wear new clothes.
Yeah.
Ooh, they did a small run. That's exciting.
What do you mean? Like how many? Because I'm gonna have to reserve one of those.
Small run like a 5K or
Really
No, I-
technical, just subscribed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
hell yeah.
Thank you so much. How come
You're
you didn't play the
awesome.
thing for them? The
Yeah.
the thing.
Hold on. Let me find the button. Whoops.
Aw.
You can tell why she doesn't play any instruments.
There was a drum
Nah,
part.
that
There was a drum part.
wow.
There was a
So
nice drum part.
that's why she does vocals. That's literally. So we're not giving you a sample pad.
May I have the sample pad?
Yes.
Yes.
I pressed
Yes!
the wrong button.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That
Get a
was
sample
crazy.
pad.
Wow. Yo, the only other time that's ever happened is when the generator went out at the show.
I had one job. No.
Right. That's like the generator going out during that show.
Hey, I was there for that too.
Yeah, silent breakdown. For real. Yeah, that was like mud puddle breakdown.
You just hear the mud. King. King.
And then the slow realization, like, wait a minute.
There is
There's
no music.
no music
All
at
you
all.
hear is the drum.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Right.
a reel later.
And I remember, and I just remembered, and it was like, what's that sound? That's the sound of the night being over.
That's the sound of silence.
That's the sound of the highway and us driving away from the gig.
What the fuck?
Right.
Well, it was cold and rainy, so it wasn't like very bad.
It was fucking
Oh
freezing.
no! I know we get to be in the heated car and drive home.
This
Oh.
thing was freezing.
It was so cold.
No, it was cold that day.
It was.
Yeah.
Even I thought it was cold, and I'm never cold.
That's true. I'm like, Zach, are you cold? He's like, yes.
At
confident yes.
first, I'm like giving them shit. I'm like, what's wrong with you guys?
I keep asking him the other day, are you sure? Want to sit in the car with us? Yeah.
After like what 2 hours, I was like, all right, it's cold.
I never asked anybody else. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ghosted someone. What the fuck? Melissa, you ghosted somebody?
Ghosted someone?
Guilty.
Oh my
Oh my god.
I would have never
I would
thought.
have never thought.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
And I know the next question you're gonna ask. Yes, I've also breadcrumbed.
Y'all are breadcrumbing motherfuckers, bro. You've breadcrumbed? You guys are on some whole new heavy cold shit.
In my defense, I am the epitome of human garbage, so
Golly.
so it's okay.
In my defense, I'm really mean.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Fucking A.
I'm fucking really mean. I can be. I can be mean.
Damn.
That's if you like you wrong me. I'm mean.
Right.
That's so. My daughter told me that this morning.
If you wrong me, I'm mean.
I'm not kidding. This little girl said, "You know what? I've got to tell you something about me." And I said, "What's that?" She goes, "You know, people wouldn't like me when I'm mad." I said, "Oh, is that so?"
I've seen the Hulk.
Yeah, right. She goes, yeah, because things can get ugly. I said, okay. Well, I won't make you mad then. So 2 people not to make mad. Noted. Is that it? Is that the only? There's only
Those
2
are
ways
the-
to break up with people.
There's 3.
What's
so
the other
it
way?
was
The
breaking
regular
up in
way, where you
text,
call them on the phone,
You break
or
up
tell
in
them.
text, breadcrumb, and ghost.
Break up in text, breadcrumb, and ghost.
Breaking up in text is like the one that I think everyone goes through.
I never
The
went
classic breakup in text.
I
I'm
nev-
sorry, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of it, you know.
See,
Damn, that shit sounds crazy to me.
see what the newer generation is missing is like back before like the breadcrumbing and the text breakups and all that is when you broke up with someone you always have sex one more time. So you're
Now,
missing that breakup
now-
sex part.
Now, at
If you're
what
just
point?
messaging,
Well, that's the thing.
sex
and
was replaced by text.
sprinkle some breadcrumbs on that.
Wow, that's some fairy dust.
Well, I've really been enlightened.
Yeah.
That is wild. And
Yeah.
and here's the sad truth about me. I'm too old. No one's ever breadcrumbed me. That sounds really nasty, but it's what I mean. But no one's ever done it unless they breadcrumbed me behind my back. I'm sure that can happen.
Or they did it to you without the phone and they did it to your face. Like, did like mixed signals.
Oh, nobody ever
and
does
then-
anything to my face. I'm gonna keep it real. I've never had one person ever do anything to my face ever, except for the court. The United States judicial system is the only person that's ever came in my face and did everything. You know what I mean? That's the only person that's ever jumped in my face. Is like the police. I don't know. No, most people that have been rotten to me have done it behind my back.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they'd have to be accountable if they did it to your face. They'd have to answer to it.
I'd be there.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I'd ask them, why are you doing that? Right. No, that's a good point. No, and I guess I'm too old I will say that. I think I'm too old for those kinds of like relationship behaviors. As far as like on the cell phone. Like texting was when T9 texting came out, I was like a fucking grown up. I could I can get a drink at the bar, some bullshit.
I was in middle school.
Okay, the first time I think I was text messaging, I think I was like, I want to say I was like 25, 26 when text messaging came out. No, I think it was out before then, but that's when I figured it out. Before that, it was fucking Nextel and shit.
Yep.
It was everybody had
Push to
walkie.
talk.
Yeah, that's what everybody had before that. I mean, the girls texted. I don't know. No, you know what I'm saying? Like me and the fellas didn't text.
Well, yeah. Usually when guys text, it's to text girls.
At that time, I know things have changed, but at that time, me and the fellas didn't text.
You saw them.
I mean,
We saw them, right?
You
To this
went
day,
to their
like me and my
house.
brothers and people like that, we call each other on the phone. We don't
Right.
fucking text. Like even you and I, we'll have like a common sense text. Like
right. Like with us, it's
guys
like,
don't text.
yeah. Anytime we have important stuff to talk about, we call each
We
other.
get on the phone. I don't listen. Any of my maybe it's just like us. I'm not gonna speak for nobody.
Right.
I want to know now. And now I'm fucking dying.
Well, with-
guys, fellas, do you text? This isn't like a thing like, you know, what kind of private parts you put in your mouth. Like try not to think narrow-minded. Like this isn't about your lifestyle or what you do in private. I'm talking about, do you guys text message your male friends at home? Do you have conversations in text?
Very brief ones.
Do you and your dad text? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no.
so okay. You see how he answered that though?
Very quick with the no.
No, usually a text exchange with my dad is like a quick like, "Hey, I got to tell you something. Call me," or
See, I
know,
prefer that.
or "You coming over?"
The closest we can get to that, the better.
Yeah. Oh,
For me.
my dad hates phones, so
I'm that guy. I don't even like pressing 2 to talk to my primary care. I'm like, get this motherfucker on the
Right.
phone.
right.
I want him to pick up now. No, you know what I mean? Like,
Pick up.
representative! Answer the first ring. You know what I mean? All right. It's me, motherfucker. Come on. No, but,
You know my number.
Right.
Answer the phone.
It's me, obviously.
Duh. You're my homie.
I feel like everybody wants that attention.
Yeah.
We've all kind of grown up.
Well, there's like certain people, you know, like if they're calling, like, oh, it's an emergency. Like we all have those friends that like, you know, it's like, oh, they're calling because they had a few too many and they just want to like chat.
Yeah. I
But
have a tier for that. Yeah.
You have a tier?
Yeah.
You have different tiers?
Oh, fuck yeah. Like if you have my phone number, you're probably a close friend of mine. Mm-hmm. If you don't have my phone number, you haven't worked your way up to that.
You got to earn that shit.
You got to earn it.
Gotta earn the number.
We don't right. That's you got to earn your way to. I don't just have dinner with all of my friends. Some friends are not good for dinner. Don't get naked with all your friends. You only get naked with some of them. No, but you know what I'm saying. But some people.
See, I get naked with all of them because I'm a whore, but that's a me thing.
Oh man, that's why I said this is an adult program, kids. No, but what I'm saying is like, not everybody's great for the barbecue. Not even your family members.
Yeah.
Like, not all your uncles are good around the young kids. Not all the police officers are safe to pull you over. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
not all of everybody. You can't have all of everybody do everything.
It's not
No.
safe.
Somebody said the other day, they said, Sepsis, your music is fucking terrible. I said, is that so? And they said, yeah, you know what? You should all be plumbers. I said, all of us? I mean, okay, I
I
get
wouldn't know the first thing of plumbing. But
But
actually, I know a little bit. I know basic plumbing. But
Listen, I don't doubt that. I don't want to take anything away from you. But the whole thing is, I explained to him, I said, well, there's 12 of us in the staff. I said, all of us?
right?
We should all be plumbers? I mean, let's just say that I'm terrible at the guitar. Okay, I'm going to pack it up and be a plumber. She's a terrible podcaster and a merch girl, and Melissa, God knows. We'll all leave, and we'll all be plumbers. That leaves you, Hot Sauce, and everybody else to hold it down. Fine, we'll show up and buy tickets at the show, but that's 3 more plumbers. That's a lot of plumbing.
Right? Well, with the amount of shit people are spewing nowadays.
That's a lot of plumber crap.
But I don't know what's worse, making bad music or shitting that much.
Or plumber crap.
Right, like you're mad that there's more bad music. I'm mad that there's more shit.
That we can't deal with.
As a master of the custodial arts, I'm mad about the more shit, too.
There you go. Lord have mercy. God, So that's it.
That's
Did
it.
the people break up with each other anymore? Together?
Not in the digital
I guess you wouldn't be together.
No,
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Digital
now
age.
it's just like kind of like a mutual understanding. Like, oh, I haven't heard from them in 3.7 days, so
It's over.
it's done. Back to Tinder.
Back up on that bullshit.
I have never ever seen what the Tinder dashboard would
Oh my
look like, you know?
gosh. Speaking of Tinder.
I'm gonna go on it just to fuck around.
I'm sure it's changed in the years since I've been on it, but it was never fun. It used to be fun when there was unlimited swipes, because then it was just kind of like a game, because you're like...
Unlimited swipes, and that means you could check out all the hotties.
You can
Exactly.
swipe up now, I heard.
Yeah, for the super swipe, but if you do that, then you're a dick. Or sorry, it was an accident, but you wanted to get the attention.
Right.
So I got a message from Ed. That's my guy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm authentic.
Uh-huh.
So if you are a friend of mine and you can send me a text message or call me on the phone, and you're like, he made a joke. He's like, so Ed texts me. He's like, I have the privilege. You're fucking right. You do. If you have the privilege to text me or call me on the phone, let's not call me on the phone during the podcast. But if you call me after though. But if you have the privilege of texting me or calling me on the phone, that means that you are in a higher class of friendship with William. If I invite you to my home, you are in a much higher class. Not all of my friends. I don't want everybody at my house. I don't want everybody calling me. And I suggest that everybody else at home build these layers and build these boundaries with their own friends. Seriously, so you can fucking get to know each other. Seriously.
Seriously.
So you can stop people pleasing and be fake friends. That way you may be able to get to know each other.
And you can break up with someone face to face.
You got damn.
And if you have the privilege of being able to call or text me, I'm still not going to answer.
Cold blooded!
Yeah.
Woo!
Sorry, that works.
Damn, yo, that shit's fire.
Woo!
That was great.
I love that.
I'm an asshole.
This is somebody who doesn't have the privilege of calling me because it's a wrong number. But since they did, I'll share our conversation today.
Okay.
Kathy. This is Isabella. Yes. How are you, Kathy? I'm fine. Isabella? Yes. Do you think that we could make some adjustments? Sure thing, Kathy. I'd like to make some basic adjustments to my yoga class.
Oh,
William. I think you have the wrong number. Kathy. Oh my God. Isabella. This is so embarrassing. Maybe I typed some of the numbers wrong. I'm really sorry. I hope this doesn't bother you too much. That's all I have. Isabella, I am not mad at you. Kathy, I am not mad at you. My heart goes out to you. Best energy and spirit, like wherever you are. I know they'll never see this, but they're my friends. Because they can text me. And others can't.
did they get a ticket to Swarmy Fest?
I should drop them. I
Right?
really should.
Try it.
You know, I might, but I'm almost sure that they don't live here.
Oh,
Oh.
understood.
Damn, I was going to say, if it was like the same area code, I'd be like, huh?
I was gonna. Well, yeah, we might be related to them then.
Right?
Oh,
Right.
right.
Be somebody you ghosted or like breadcrumbed.
They
Like,
come
oh,
back
now
to
you
life.
want me to come to the show, huh? After you breadcrumbed me.
Hey, you don't know me, but you texted me.
Right.
My band has this festival coming up, and I would love for you to be there.
No, it happened a couple weeks ago. Remember a couple weeks ago? It happened, and this person's like, I said, well, you got the wrong number, and they're like, well, that's okay. Maybe we can be friends. And I said, no, we can't.
No.
I said, no, we can't. I'm not authorizing any type of friendship with you.
No friendship.
And they were like asking me like why. I was like, because we're complete strangers. We don't have anything in common.
But you guys could have ended up being the best friends in the entire world.
Right? They could have been an axe murderer or something like that.
Or they.
100 stars.
Woo!
Damn!
And they stay there.
All I do is win.
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
No
they could
matter
have been
what.
an axe murderer.
That shit is scary.
Oh. I don't want that.
So I get these people that remember so wherever I got this phone, I've had it for years. When I first got this number, it was like somebody's name. What's the guy's name again? Darren or something.
I think so. Or like.
I've had this kid's phone. His family has still not figured out.
Oh, David. Sorry. It's David.
Maybe it's David. But like it's just this entire family, and this family is enormous. They have big family talks. I mean, they know who the band is now. Like it's been. It's been years. Like, because I've proven to them. Like, and like they'll have like 130 member iPhone chats, and I'll be in the middle there with Chris and Tina and Tammy and Suzanne
And Will.
right. I mean, and they're not far. Like their family. Like some of them are from New Hampshire. You know what I mean?
Shit.
So I'm like in there. I'm like, yeah. So years ago, I dropped a flyer in there,
Huh.
and they were all like, "Oh my god, it's the band!" And then it was a joke for a while. Like some of them like kept in contact with me. It was ridiculous.
And now you have Thanksgiving dinner with them.
Right. I was gonna come out with a really dark joke, but I'm not gonna now because that time is past.
You can tell me later.
You're right.
I love dark jokes.
I know you do. Are we going to do this Live Nation thing, or do we really care? Because we promised it, and it's 8:45. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Bam.
All right, so are you aware of this Live Nation thing? Melissa, do you have any clue what they're doing? Okay. If anybody that doesn't know at home who Live Nation is, would you like to, like, Wikipedia it?
200 more stars.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
No, nope, still.
It was 200. That's why. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we gotta do it. We gotta hold it longer. I love how we started a thing.
That's been a thing.
Has it?
Okay.
Settle down, Beavis.
Yo, this
But
is
there's
crazy.
so much caffeine in my system.
Yo, you and them silly straws.
Yeah,
What you got them silly straws?
Caffeine and sugar.
Those are definitely my favorite.
what we got? Let's look up Live Nation.
So Lexi's gonna wiki Live Nation just in case people don't know what they're supposed to be, because a lot of people don't know.
Are they the ticket people?
They are. They're a large corporation that are in charge of a lot of the.
Like booking and...
I got it.
Oh.
Want me to read it?
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay. Live Nation Entertainment is an American multinational entertainment company.
It's technology. Man.
Makes it
Okay.
look so easy.
Just start it over.
So Live Nation Entertainment is American multinational entertainment company that was founded in 2010 following the merger of Live Nation and Ticketmaster. The company promotes, operates, and manages ticket sales for live entertainment in the U.S. and internationally.
That's what they do. I just wanted Melissa to hear that.
They have a ton of subsidiaries.
Oh, they do.
They have Live Nation, Ticketmaster, Live Nation Music, UK Ltd, House of Blues, Rock Nation, and more.
They own House of Blues?
The brand. Like, I mean, like.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Own it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
They have their revenue listed too, if you want to know.
Oh, we'll do that someday.
Okay.
But because they had make such a great revenue, they're claiming. I guess the big thing for most people to take away from our stories, they're claiming there's a new program that Live Nation has generated, and it's called On the Road Again. Have you heard about this? And basically, the On the Road Again program, the face of the program's Willie Nelson. Willie? Smoke some weed with that guy. But so Willie Nelson is like the face, you know. He even comes on and says a few kind-hearted words.
So he's like a
really,
spokesperson.
It's
Or-
really
Campaign.
Yeah.
breathtaking.
Campaign for the thing. Also, the name of the campaign is named after his song. On
Well, I
the
was
Road
about to
Again.
ask, does he sing too?
That's his song.
They are playing it in the back, so
That's his song. On
That's-
the Road Again.
That's nice.
so I mean,
It's cute.
it's a powerful commercial. If you guys go watch it, look it up. It's Willie Nelson.
On the road.
No, everybody looks at me like, "Oh, what do you mean, look it up, Will?" Well, that's why nobody ever knows anything. What's going on? You know that?
Because they don't look it up.
Right, they go, Will, I don't like what you're saying. And they don't want to get up and look for themselves. But I'll tell a story like this, and I will say, Willie Nelson is in a commercial for it. You should look it up so you can match the information that I have with you with the evidence that is observable. So you're not just taking my fucking word for it, man. That way you don't think I just made up the word Live Nation.
Right.
You know, you don't know where she's reading from. I want you guys to go read it yourselves. And the time it takes to smoke a cigarette, you know, or something less. you can read a 2-minute article, you know. People will learn guitar for 20 years and they want to be a rock star, but they won't read 20 minutes on accounting. People will go out and shop for all the latest trends and fashion to look the part. Folks will travel far and wide and swipe their credit cards on social media advertising. They'll break their backs for pay-to-play scams and schemes and festivals. They'll spend years and years of life honing their craft. They'll spend 10 years on practicing choreography, but they won't consider spending 10 minutes on accounting or learning something about advertising or marketing. And this is one of those examples where I'm just like floored. So please do your research. As I always say, don't just take my word for it. Spend 10 minutes. You spent 10 minutes on practicing guitar today. You spent 20 minutes on practicing drums this week. You spent 2 hours at band practice. If you go to band practice with your band every week and you spend, 2 to 4 hours, I think is a good amount of time for band practice, especially if you're like us. You like to hang out a little bit and have some fun. It tends to run a little late. You know, we don't get to hang out a lot, so that we really take advantage of that time. In that time, try to learn something together. Try to make it over the mountain. Deal with the tough subjects. But don't just take my word for it. If you're going to spend 2 hours at practice, then you can spend 2 hours on, when we first started running RVs, that's all we did is learn about RVs and how they operated and what you should check and security stuff and troubleshooting and tips and
What routes you should take.
and then we watched a bunch of people getting in the machine and driving down the road in it and just watching, you know. So, Live Nation, Willie Nelson, On the Road Again program. Live Nation had a big announcement about it last month. Myself, Melissa, a lot of the independent bands, even smaller bands included, a lot of people jumped up, made posts about it. We were one of those people. When we made the post about it, I think some folks were, man, they get really excited sometimes, you know, when they think that they've predicted that we fell for a trap. Okay? So we posted about the Live Nation news. When Live Nation made the announcement, myself and Melissa had composed, I'd say, a pretty standard post to go along with the energy of the story. And the reason why we did that is because these topics are always a hot topic here. And that it would be weird at this point for stylistically as a page how me and Melissa have composed the posts and educating people about booking agents and managers, and we've tried to stay relatively transparent. So when we updated everybody about Live Nation, it wasn't like we were for it or against it. All we did was make a post saying what they said.
It's almost just like reporting the news.
We're just saying that this is what they're claiming they're going to do. Live Nations, and we did that because we wanted to document that we knew about it. We wanted to have a post, almost like a cheap copyright. We wanted there to be a ledger. We wanted there to be something documented in time where our brand and our company spoke on it. So as soon...
300 stars.
Woo! 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 Lift off! Woo!
Thank you.
Love you guys. Let's go to Saturn.
Saturn?
Saturn.
With all
Live
the
Nation
stars.
is not going to cover the costs for us to do interplanetary gigs.
But with the stars.
Underneath the
Elon's
starlight
Musk might, though.
at Charlie's Hill.
Okay.
All right. So, we just want to go and talk about some of the features of the program. Now, on the surface, you would have thought this was really cool. We never said anything that was really great about it, but we did say some of the basics, like Live Nations claims that they will be paying artists $1,500 guarantees.
Oh, shit.
Look at Melissa's face. And without digging in, they pinky swear and promise, as long as it's a Live Nation venue, they'll give you the $1,500 guarantee. And you get the amount of money that you agreed to play for.
So it's like a bonus. They're giving you a bonus.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. So you get the amount of money that you agreed to play for. And you get the $1,500 from Live Nation. And they're not going to hit you in the seat on merch cuts. That's what they're claiming.
What's the catch?
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit.
There's a catch. There's multiple catches.
Yo.
It's called a breadcrumb.
Every now and then, I feel like I wish we could do like, we'll be at the technology someday. We could just beam people here for the day. Like, you're on the podcast.
I agree, Hans. It sounds very fishy.
It does. It does.
Yes.
So, about the stipend. The stipend is $1,500. That's what they call it, a stipend. It's a new word for me. I'm trying it out. It's like secta.
You mean stipend?
Stipend. Is that how you say it? Stipend?
Stipend.
There you go. So then what is that about?
I mean, I know it from because we have
that's what
stipend positions in the school district.
That's what they call it. It's a $1,500 stipend.
300
Yeah, it's
more
like-
stars.
Woo!
Oh, God.
Dang.
Woo! Woo! Let's go to Saturn. Yeah. Woo! Thank you.
So the first question that we had is like, okay, so when are they starting this new program? Because we're about to book some shows. Now that there's like
Right.
$1,500 out there to grab, right?
In addition to your guarantee.
So I mean, yeah, no shit. So
Plus
like,
merch cuts?
right? So you know, you would think that every band in the world would be like clambering over each other to get this deal. I mean,
Another 300 stars.
Woo!
Is this what we're doing now?
Woo! Yeah. Woo!
My arms are tired.
Woohoo!
yeah, motherfuckers. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
You know, you guys send us these fucking stars, but it really actually helps.
It does.
It does, man. Like, when we need that extra push, or sometimes that shit translates into tolls, coffee, guitar strings, gas.
Geo with 2,000 stars.
Oh, shit.
Woo! Woo!
Woo!
Aw,
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
Thank
you very much.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
That was awesome.
That was incredible.
Damn,
What a
man.
rush. This feels like a roller coaster.
Yo, your head fell off.
My head fell
Oh,
off.
your head did fall off.
I'm no longer Stitch. I was gonna do a Stitch, but I forgot how to do the voice. I'm Stitch. I can't do it.
No, don't worry, we'll edit that out.
Okay.
So the first thing we want to look at is like, okay, so they're giving people money. Like, anytime that I hear that musicians are getting paid, my first question is like, when?
There's something with that.
So, like, if Live Nations has this on the road program, they're on the road again with Willie Nelson, and that looks good because he's got some important events coming on in his life. But if they're offering $1,500 to artists that play only at Live Nation venues, then artists would surely be clambering at a spot to play one of these hot gigs.
There's fine print with that.
My big question first is, if you guys just announced this in October of 2023, when the fuck are you gonna start the program? When are you gonna start paying these bands, wherever they are? When are you gonna start paying the bands this $1,500 stipend? When are these bands gonna get $1,500 guarantees at these Live Nation venues? Meaning, if you're not at a Live Nation venue, then you're not qualified to get the $1,500. So the program is only valid for venues that fall under the bracket of Live Nation venues. So surely artists are going to be pushing to get into these clubs. Okay, I haven't met any yet or know any, but I'm sure that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, they probably exist.
Okay, right. They're probably not saying anything either. Let me get that 1,500. No. But the first question I would have is if Live Nations is giving people $1,500 to play music, if Live Nations is agreeing to pay musicians fairly, something's up.
Something is up.
And I want to know when they're starting this program. If you're announcing it in October, well, this is the off season. Why would you make a big tour announcement? Why would you want to start measuring this? If you really wanted to start, if you even wanted to pilot a program and you wanted to get accurate data, why wouldn't you start something like this during the tour season?
That sounds expensive, Will.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a couple of things with this.
Paying musicians sounds like it's expensive.
Right?
And I think that's part of the issue. Go ahead, Lex.
There's a lot of issues with this. So firstly, even if it is a Live Nation venue, they don't have to pay you that. They do not have to follow the regulations of the program. They claim only the venues that are listed that say they are part of the program, only those venues will do it. But if it's a different Live Nation venue and they're not listed on that list...
So they can opt out?
They can opt out, yes.
So it's not enough to be a Live Nation venue. You have to be a Live Nation venue that agrees to do this.
And who... I guess it'd be hard to argue who would or wouldn't, because if Live Nations is going to pick up the ticket, at least temporarily, then what's the argument?
Because this is temporary, it's also not going to affect their wallets like that.
So how long...
In the tax season.
So they're running the program as a pilot, and they're going to test it before the fiscal tax year?
Yeah, so this ends in January.
Oh. So it's a write-off.
Yes, exactly. That's why it's temporary. That's why it's in the off season. That's why not all the venues are expected to do it.
So that's the catch.
Yeah.
And there's another catch to it too, but I'm sure we'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah, I had another note here too. It really, like, the smaller clubs that do define themselves as Live Nation venues are really encouraged to cut out bands and people that would have been there otherwise. So if you're a bigger band that would never play a shithole, all of a sudden, if you're a Live Nation club, you're not playing small bands anymore and independent bands and locals and regionals. You know what I'm saying? The biggest shitty bands are going to come back to the smallest shitty clubs. Because those clubs will say, oh, we're a Live Nation venue now. Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? And of course, that will, of course, inspire...
an extra $1,500.
Right, and what winds up happening is you get acts that are much bigger, than playing Jewel or Angel City Music Hall. You get it, you know what I'm saying? You get them see them playing in these smaller clubs. You go, oh my God, like, why are these enormous bands going back to these tiny little clubs? Well, there's two reasons. They can't fill the clubs they used to.
Yep.
And that's not always their fault. People aren't getting paid. We had the 2 years, and live music has changed a lot, especially for rock and roll.
And also, too, with these venues that are listed a part of the program, it's only for the people that are already booked there. So if you're already booked to play tonight at one of those places, you'll be able to get it. But let's say you just hopped on the bill, or you're trying to get booked there now, you won't be able to because they're already booked.
Right. It's like
they're already booked up.
It's
There's the other side of that catch too.
Yeah.
It's only for the people that are already booked there, because all of those venues are already booked for this season.
Right. By the time they announced it and all of us artists were posting about it on social media, the maximum amount of artists that were approaching eligibility for the program were already booked.
That's shitty.
Including good old Willie. You feel me? So when Live Nations did all their work, they already calculated where the money was going to be distributed, or most of it. And then they announced it like they were going to do a charity run for artists that would never have a shot at it. So Blue Ridge.
It's putting a Band-Aid over a
Bro, that is so
to save
slick.
their butt because of what's going on.
That is unfucking believable smart, though.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, I gotta say that's smart. Cause like we posted about it knowing something was gonna come,
you knew
but
that.
we were just like, I mean, it was only 24 hours before we figured it out.
Right.
But the reason why we never really talked about it on the program because of like the amount of information that's developed since then.
Yeah.
Like if we would have did this episode then, we wouldn't have had all these questions.
Right.
We wouldn't have all this information.
Yeah, they
either.
failed to mention that it's a trial.
Yep.
That's
Like,
nowhere
why-
listed on the
Like,
website.
why not just say that? Why not just say, hey, we're doing this thing. It's a trial. We're doing it on the off season, so we don't have a lot of damages. You know, we're using it as a charity. It's limited. No, they wanted the world to believe
That we're good people.
that they were going to give artists a chance, which sounds just like Spotify.
Sounds
Which
like
sounds just like the big festivals. The artist experience. They're going to give everybody a shot because in the name of support local, support your neighbors, America. That's how we're all going to help each other out. We're all fucking neighbors and we all keep using this advertisement over and over and over. That's why here at Sepsis we actually wear the shirts. We actually post the bands. We actually have the groups where we share the other bands. Because everybody knows that it's popular to say that you support each other on Facebook, but nobody's really doing it. Live Nations ain't going to pay nobody. Consumers still think that music should be free. So there's never going to be an argument. That's why we started the show with everyday people.
Yeah. And there's another part to this whole program that it really saddens me that no one's talking about. Yes, this is great for musicians. Yes, this is great for artists. But this directly hurts independent, small venues.
Oh.
It's the now what problem. What happens in the long run?
This
This
is
little
at
bit
a
of
time.
damage.
This is at a time where live venues that are independent,
Speak.
that are trying to recover from the pandemic, the last ones that are still standing, that have been fighting with Live Nations for God knows how long, to
And
still
everybody
be
else.
there.
And consumers. And,
Right.
and
To
everybody.
still be there.
And bands.
Plus, with what happened with the pandemic, all those places being closed, this is directly hitting and hurting the last standing independent small venues, the backbone of probably 90% of the tours that we see. This directly hurts those people.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, this is
God.
great and bad for the artist, but this is also horrible to the independent venues.
Yeah, even if this went on for 6 months and it was something that all artists could benefit, it will crush local venues.
Completely.
So thank God it's only for a couple months. Because if
Right.
it went on for a couple years,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The world, it would be so different. It would be
and you know how it is already with the smallest of larger bands playing small rooms. I'm seeing larger national acts. I'm seeing mid-tier national acts can't pack a room no more, man. Independents think it's just them, and a lot of times you hear the promoters and the venues, they'll lead you to believe that it's everybody in town. You know, they'll blame it on the consumers, they'll blame it on the ticket goers, they'll blame it on the small bands, they'll blame it even on the regional and the touring bands. Very rarely do you see the larger national bands being addressed. But go look at the YouTubes. Go look at the YouTubes. I mean, there's a couple knockers. There's always going to be... Not every party's going to be a rager, you know what I mean? And not everything's going to be an empty dance floor. But I'm talking... And I'm not going to put out no names. You guys can have fun with it on your own. Bands that should be packing small clubs are having a tough time. You know, when small bands like us... when I can count the heads... And when I can count the heads, a place like the Machine Shop, Love Drafts. When I can start, when I have when we have competitive draw, us as a small band, when I'm looking, I'm like, ooh, we're drawing. I mean, they'll leave you to believe that the locals didn't bring anybody. But some of these, Love Drafts isn't small. You know what I'm saying? They got good looking shows in there, and the locals bring them in
Every time.
That's a local thing. That's why that thing's running. That's why it's so beautiful in there.
It's very community based in there.
Jules, another place right here at home. Think of the places that stand well at home. The locals are bringing them in.
Community.
The Nationals come into Jewel, they have a tough time every time.
Right.
Unless it's somebody big, and then there's some advertisement behind it. But a lot of these guys, they coming in on a Tuesday or Thursday, and they don't know why there's nobody there, and they go, "Man, fuck the locals."
It's not the locals' fault.
I mean, even local people got to work on a Tuesday, bud.
Right.
We're not in a time where a national act can get somebody out of bed locally.
Monday.
It's not there no more, man. Like,
well, the economy's taking its toll too. It's like, oh, can I afford to go see the national or regional act? Can I afford to miss work because it's on a Tuesday? So it's like, oh, I gotta work. Or
the bigger and some of the larger acts, you know what I mean?
Can I afford the childcare to watch my? A lot of us.
Some of the larger acts, and I'm gonna say larger acts, and I'm gonna say a ticket number, and you guys are gonna laugh because when you start looking at pop music and rap music, you start to see some crazy stuff. But like, I'm talking like, mid-tier rock acts that we could open up for. If we would decide to open up for anybody that we really could, you're looking at those social media national acts, bro. Them, aside from them, they don't let the Facebook bands open up. Take a look. The biggest Facebook bands can't open up for nobody unless they pay them bread. And then and obvious, you never see celebrity bands take on the biggest social media band and have a cup of fucking coffee with them. You don't. You see everybody go on these fucking tours, fucking Static, fucking acts, or whatever the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just using them as an example because we've opened up for them before. Yeah, somebody paid to get us on it. I didn't pay, but somebody did.
And we never met them.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I did actually.
You did?
Yeah, they're really nice people.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, no, I never said anything about it. We just the little back door by the Fat there, where the stairs go up to the backstage.
The secret entrance.
Yeah, I forgot the guy's name. I think he's the bass player, but he got the nice. Yeah, he got the crazy beard looking. He got the bald head. He's a dope looking dude.
Word.
And we chopped it up with him for a few minutes, and then like everybody was there. It was just like me and the homies, and I was like, "You guys know that's Buddy from the band?" And they were like, "No," and I was like, "There you go."
Well, there he is.
But the people I was with, they didn't grow up on that type of music or know anything about that. So, but I was thrilled. I mean, what the fuck?
Right.
There he is, right there.
You know what I
It's
mean?
fucking cool.
So I did have side story there, but the moral of the story is somebody paid for us to open up for that band, and I don't consider them a large band at all. Not me. I don't consider them a large band. Like maybe the next person might. I think in rock and roll, I think we have an attitude that we should fall on the floor so we see people. That's never been my thing.
Pass out.
Oh
my God, there they are. Fall to the
I look
floor.
at these guys like hard-working guys. I know, I feel, if anything, I feel like if anybody I could relate to would be somebody that has worked their ass off playing the instrument. So I think most guys and girls, if you're working hard, playing your instrument, and you're just being yourself, I don't think that rock and roll needs to be a place for self-worship because there's too much room for respect. There's so much opportunity for respect in rock and roll. I don't know why there's as much competition as there is. Because everybody in rock and roll knows, from independents to nationals, Everybody knows what it's like to love something, undoubtedly, and to pour your heart into something and to spend all your money on it and to practice it day in and day out. It has nothing to do with your skin color or how long your hair grows or whatever. You know what I mean? From bass player to drummer to sound guy and some stage hands. Like, this business takes a certain kind of person. It takes a certain kind of grace. It takes a certain kind of edge. You know, it takes a certain kind of thickness. But it takes a lot of practice. And when I meet people in rock and roll, especially the better they are, the more talented, I know deep down when I meet people that are really talented, I know that there's a place inside of them that knows how to manage responsibilities. And they know how to handle, they know how to maintain and manage discipline. So when I meet musicians and they're like, and when I meet talented musicians and they're like, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, I know they're lying to me. Because look how much time they put in their bass. And look how much time they put in their look. And look how much money they've invested. Everybody have a good night.
Good night. Thank you for the stars.
Yes, thank you so much.